Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2020, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. It is Thursday night. I've just done a live stream for the Chelsea versus Millwall FA Cup Youth quarter-final match, which finished 1-0 to Chelsea. I was going to incorporate the pre-match prediction in that, but I was having connection difficulty with my Wi-Fi. So I've quickly come off that and I'm going to do a separate, quick pre-match prediction for Saturday's game against Bristol City at the Den. I don't want to talk any more about Wigan or Birmingham. Both shocking performances, in my opinion. Something definitely seems like it's gone stale when it's sort of performances like end-of-season performances from players I don't really fancy. It's like when they lost faith in Harris and they just sort of, just went flat. And I feel that that's the same sort of thing seems to have happened. And I know Gary Rowett's a good coach, but looking back at Birmingham, also I wouldn't talk about it. I'm wondering what they do in training. Because we can't create anything. We're very one-dimensional. We try and get balls wide and into the box. That's all we do. We don't try anything to get defenders turning. We don't knock anything into centre-forwards' feet. We don't get any midfielders running beyond. And I just think, yes, I was frustrated, as I'm sure a lot of us were last night, but we've got to remember these are not Gary Rowett's players. And going back to something that Gary Rowett said after the Fulham game, he was asked a question about the team or about the players, the clientele, whatever it was, and his response was, can't exactly remember what the question was, but his response was, I can't ask these players to do things that they are not yet capable of doing. So I think he knows the level some of his players are at. I think he'd like to improve on them, and I think in the summer he will do. But for the minute, we just look completely, we look shot to bits. Honestly, it just looks so stale. We look like we've got no ideas going forward and no way of penetrating and breaking down defences. So in that case, I would do the following. I'd start this 11. Bolkowski in goal, 4 at the back. Marlon Romeo, Murray Wallace, 2 centre-halves of Alex Pearce and Jake Cooper. 3 central midfielders, Billy Mitchell, Ryan Woods and Jed Wallace in a central role behind Tom Bradshaw, with Conor Mahoney on one wing and Mason Bennett on the other. It's controversial maybe, I don't know, but it just needs a complete overhaul, a complete freshen up and something different. We've got to try things different. We can't keep banging our head against the wall in the same way. And for people thinking that might be a bit dramatic, my response to you is this. Bollocks. I'm joking. My response to you is this. I'm not just basing this on last night's performance. I'm not just basing this on Wigan away, Stoke away, Sheffield Wednesday away. Yeah, Hutchinson, the only one that, I don't think he's done, well, to be fair, his last 2 games haven't been great, and I love Hutch, and I've said nothing but good things about him for as long as the channel's gone on. One of the most underrated Millwall players in their history, I think. But I think he's playing injured, and I think he needs to be dropped out and let Pearcey come in, give Hutch a rest. Malumbi, again, been brilliant for us, but he plays every week, every minute of every week, and I think if he's blowing, let's bring in some young blood in Billy Mitchell and just say, show us what you can do. He can sit, Woods can distribute, Jed can bomb on, I can't see it going wrong. I'll just say this quickly as well, another unpopular opinion surely, we're missing Sean Williams in the side. When Sean Williams plays, we get results, and we're not getting results, and we're not creating anything. So that's the 11 I'll go with. Let's move on to our opposition. It is, of course, Bristol City, managed by Lee Johnson. They're there or thereabouts every season. They had a real good go in the summer. Spent a few quid, mainly on goalkeeper Daniel Bentley from Brentford, who I thought was a brilliant goalkeeper, who is a brilliant goalkeeper. But he's dropped a couple of clangers this year that's cost them games, especially against us when Jed Wallace scored against him at Ashton Gate. They are currently not in the best of form. They have lost their last 3 league games, although 2 of those were against the top 2, West Brom and Leeds. And last time out on Tuesday night, they lost 2-1 to Danny Cowley's Huddersfield at the McAlpine Stadium, or whatever they are calling it these days. So they'll be coming to South London needing a win. They currently sit 7th in the table. We are just 3 points behind them, and a win, a big win, 4 or 5-0, which won't happen, but a win for us will take us level on points with them, and I definitely think it's doable. The one to watch for them is going to be Nahiki Wells. Yes, we know who he is. He scored 2 goals against us earlier in the season when Queen's Park Rangers come to town. He was banging them in for fun for QPR, but he was on loan from Burnley. Burnley recalled him and then sold him in the same day to Bristol City. So this is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. I'm dreading another 0-0. I'm dreading it. I'm absolutely dreading it. And I shouldn't be. It's It's very topsy-turvy. It's very bipolar. It's very inconsistent. Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? I've got to go for a Millwall win because our season or our playoff push all but will be over. And for people saying, why are you moaning about Tuesday and Wednesday? We made ground up on the playoffs. With performances like Wednesday, with performances like Wigan, we're not going to get anywhere near it. And I just feel we need to, we can't stutter across the line. We've got to get and recapture that fine form we was under Gary Rowett earlier in the season. Rowett's been better for us away than he has at home, and that's different for us, isn't it? As a fan base, we're used to them being our fortress and struggling away from home. But the shoe's been on the other foot this time round. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win with Conor Mahoney and Aidan O'Brien to get the goals. And if it happens, it'll be brilliant. But just to see us back on the front foot, scoring goals, exciting, getting the crowd going. Because, by the way, the crowd was fucking horrendous the other night. It was terrible. And I've been guilty of missing games during the week, easy way out on the TV. But it was horrendous. And we need to get down to Den Saturday and get behind the boys. But by the same token, they need to give us something to thrive off. So I'm hoping to see you in beautiful South Birmingham on Saturday. There's no fan score predictions this week. We'll leave it at that. A pre-match prediction. Fresh into the Den on Saturday. 3 points will be fantastic. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.